Welcome to the Resilient AF podcast. I'm Alex Fresh.
I'm Emelia Jackson.
And I'm Bennett Knows. We believe everything vibrates at a certain frequency, and we're here to raise the vibration.
You'll hear stories of incredible resilience, manifestation, and what to do when you find that even resilience has a toll.
'Cause a bitch is tired, honey.
Okay, well, we're starting with our tarot card draw because I was about to start, and then I noticed there was a card right in front of all of us, and it's the Hermit. Number 9, Major Arcana, which means solitude and seclusion. It means inner guidance. You need to just look inward. Inner child healing. Lots of solitude and meditation.
Ooh.
Meditate.
Exactly what I need in my life and what I'm claiming.
Yeah, I mean, you can find out a lot about yourself, you know? Don't hate, meditate. Can we say it together? Don't hate, meditate, appreciate.
I think
Let's keep
meditation
going.
is so hard.
Let's keep going. Appreciate and masturbate. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Don't hate,
Meditate,
appreciate,
masturbate,
alleviate your worries.
situate.
Oh,
No, hold on. We gotta do one at a time. This is our game. Okay, so we have don't hate, meditate, appreciate, masturbate, alleviate,
Situate.
deviated,
deviate.
Is deviate a good thing?
That's hold on.
deviated septum. I think that's bad.
I have a deviated
That's
septum.
separate. Sometimes you have to deviate from something.
Exactly. You got to
It is
deviate from
deviated septum.
people.
It's separated from the canal on the nose.
Yeah, we're deviating from bad people. Is that even a word? Deviate?
Deviate. Yes, it is.
It is.
It's
Okay.
absolutely
I just
a
didn't
word.
know if it was deviated.
I
But
just don't know
deviate.
if it was a good
That's
thing.
like the past.
The
Depends.
past. Okay.
Deviate.
Alleviate. Conceviate. Abbreviate.
Oh, conceive.
Not abbreviate.
I haven't had my period in 2 weeks. I'm late.
A what? You're late 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm late 2 weeks. Yeah, that would be some shit.
Are you the next Virgin
That'd
Mary?
be some wild shit right there.
Okay, why do you think
That I'm
it's
pregnant?
stress?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it your birth control? What's going on?
I don't take birth control. I'm a lesbian. The
I
fuck
know.
do I need to take birth control
Because
for?
sometimes it regulates hormones, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, these are unregulated, honey.
Unregulated.
Yeah.
Okay, unmedicated or unregulated. Okay, watch out.
They
It's a
should
Virgo
be.
woman coming out.
That was not one of the words.
She's a Virgo. All right, so I'm done with that reading because it was the Hermit. And I kind of like, that's actually Virgo's freaking major arcana for the month of
Oh.
September.
Oh.
Are you texting over there?
I'm
Amelia
telling
Rose?
our guests
to get a handle?
to grab the handle.
Get a handle on things. Good God. Our last guest came with crumble cookies. You
I
gotta
know.
one up her, so it's gotta be a handle of Tito's.
Well, and I also I saw this and it was calling my name in the store.
What is it?
So I brought this
bread?
for us.
Bread?
I don't know.
Do you
It
have
looks
to
like a loaf
cook
of
it?
bread.
No.
Yo, it's a loaf of bread.
It's
Can you
not.
hand it over here?
It says 52
Here.
hours to make.
Shut up. No.
It's for Thanksgiving or something. And it weighs like nothing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I thought it was gonna be beverages.
It's a vanilla panettone.
Panettone.
I think it's already
Panettone?
cooked.
It's
It's
a-
been cooked for 52
It's
hours.
a vanilla panettone. Yes, it's already cooked.
Have you had it before?
Negative.
Oh, have you?
It's light. No, I've never had it.
Okay,
it's
should we bust that bad boy
we
open?
should definitely bust it open. It's like
is
a
it
cake
like is
in
it
a-
like friendship bread?
I have no idea.
I
I've
love friendship
never...
bread. I make the best friendship bread. You have to wait 10 days before you can even cook it, bake it, whatever the
Oh.
fuck.
It's because it's made with love.
Well, 10 days is more than 52 hours, so.
Yeah.
Like if I started friendship bread, basically I would start a batch and I would separate it into however many friends I wanted to give it to, and then they would start to add sugar, flour, milk over the next 10 days like I am with mine, and then we make our own friendship bread, and then they take theirs and they separate it and they give some of theirs to their friends, and then they start theirs, right? So it's like a friendship bread. It's like a connecting,
Friendship.
because you start with like a small amount and then you add to it over 10 days. You add sugar, milk, flour, and you let it like rise in the bag.
And
right?
then
and
at the
it's Ziploc
end-
on the counter. It's like the wildest thing. It's like, ew, right? Milk.
Yeah.
But it's actually, it's like gassy and stuff.
Oh, so you're not going to shit your pants afterwards?
No, like the bag's gassy. Like it like
Oh.
gets big, right? Because it's like the yeast and stuff is like rising. So then every couple days you add stuff to it. And then after 10 days, you make your bread. But you save some of the batter. You can give some to your friends. And then they have to do the same thing because they only start with a little bit. They have to add to it.
That sounds fun.
It's super fun.
We should do friendship alcohol.
It's literally going to give you freaking diabetes, but it's the best thing ever.
I love that, though. That's fine.
I'm going to start some.
Do it. Start some.
This right here,
This
this
weirdest
screams,
shit ever.
this screams 1960 to me. This feels and looks 1960.
It looks fucking
It's pushing
weird.
1970 actually.
It really is, but I was like, oh my God, let me grab that.
It smells like
What does it smell like? Butt?
a 1970s kitchen when they're trying to make something for Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, it really does.
Or you like
Here,
bring it
Emelia,
on Christmas Day,
Open that up.
right? Christmas tree.
One of the two, but I'm just dropping things over here. Okay, now we're on. We're gonna start doing what our peek and pit, and now Bennett's texting.
My friend keeps calling me. She called me 3 times in a row. I'm like,
Is it
I am at the
emergency?
podcast. I'm
Emergency or
podcasting,
what?
boo.
911. Come on. What the? You guys, I am Hot Mess Express over here.
Oh
I
my
just picked up all of
gosh.
my cars and then look.
52 pickup.
Smells like a shot of like whipped pinnacle.
I've never had whipped.
Wait, what is
Oh
that?
my God.
No, thank you.
Smell it. Well, we gotta try it. We all gotta try it.
Well, thanks for the gift. I mean, is that what you got? That's what you got? That's what you got? That's what you got? Can you get a picture of this before anything else? Well,
Bundt
we can't
cake.
see it. Can you take it out? Oh, it's a Bundt cake. Nothing but Bundt cakes.
It's not
Butt
a
cake.
butt.
A Bundt.
It looks like
Oh,
a butt.
Bundt
Bundt.
cake. It's a vanilla avatouin.
Avatouin.
Wait.
He says it's the avatouin.
Panettone. What is it?
It's a vanilla panettone.
Fancy.
Can you try it? Just take a bite.
Take a bite.
I have
Take a
to bite
fucking
it?
bite. We'll all take a bite of
Yeah.
it. Okay, here.
Did you smell it though? It smells very
You should
chemically.
take the first bite.
No. Alex should take it.
Absolutely not. Amelia, you love this.
I'm a gagger though.
I will
I'm a
gag too. Okay.
Do you gag?
Okay.
I'm sensitive.
I'll go
also.
first.
Oh, there we go. He's not a gagger.
Oh, he is definitely not. He's used to it.
Yeah, don't eat the paper.
Let's see how big of a bite you can take, mister. Oh my God.
Is it dry as hell?
Kind of.
Needs milk.
Definitely needs some
Got
milk.
almond milk.
Okay.
Who's next?
Definitely Amelia.
Don't
And then
drop
she's
the
going to
baby.
feed it to me.
It tastes like vanilla vodka. Ew.
Can you feed it to me, boo?
Yeah.
Are we all sharing the same piece? I mean, it's big enough to where we could like go. Wait, now you gotta hold it. You're feeding me, remember? Okay. I really don't want to have to eat this based on both of your guys' reaction.
You're gonna have to put this on OnlyFans.
I'm like, I don't have anything to drink.
vodka.
Absolutely not.
Bite it. You have
Why?
to.
Amelia Rose.
You have to.
Why
It's
did
not that bad.
Why did you bring this thing? Why are you making me do this? Like, I'm gonna. We didn't even get dared.
Take a bite.
Take a bite of this vanilla plain.
This is friendship cake.
The actual fuck.
You want to take it home?
No.
I mean,
Okay.
feed it to your dogs.
Those poor things
Amelia,
don't deserve
what?
it.
How much did you pay for that?
$6.
And why?
It tastes like $6.
Why did you buy that?
It looks so intriguing, does it not? Like it
No.
has a bow on it and
No.
everything. I mean, it's a fake bow, but like
You buy it for special occasions for sure. Like it has to go with dinner.
I would be pissed if someone got this for me as like a special occasion present. Like, no, thank you.
I would be pissed if anybody got it for me whatsoever.
Yeah,
So,
no, I apologize. Didn't
It's
know.
fine.
It
You
tastes
know.
like Play-Doh.
Special flavor.
I mean, there was anything else.
Yeah. This is not good.
Literally anything else. Here, don't put that over there.
okay.
You had to put it on the bed.
Should we give that to our guest?
We should give it to the dogs.
That's pretty bad.
Gosh. Okay.
Okay, let's get it. It's the peak in the pit time. Bennett, let's go.
All right. So my peak for the week is Alex and we went out for drinks the other night, and
I
I
saw
swear,
that.
I swear to G, we sat down next to an angel.
Yep.
And I say that because one, she just knew everything. Like without telling her anything about us, she knew everything. For instance, the first thing she brings up is the cop that we talked about, Alex's cop,
She's from
Virginia.
Virginia. She's only here in Washington like once a month for business, right?
Okay.
For a few days.
Okay.
Girl, she's 49 years old. She's at the bar by herself with her laptop. We're just chilling. We come up and we sit next to her. We're minding our own business. Bennett reaches over to grab a bev nap and she gives him the dirtiest freaking look. What are you doing, sir? Can you not? Basically was what she looked like.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck, so I
And-
just kept it moving.
It was like barely in front of her. It didn't do anything to her. And then all of a sudden, it was like within like flip a switch, she
was,
became
like,
our
vibing
best
with
friend.
us. We're talking about how like there's no cute guys
Yeah.
here at all, and she's like, "But you know who is cute? The cop upstairs." And Alex is like, "Oh, my gosh,
We talked about it that day.
the cop that she talked
she-
about last episode, that she bagged the number and he
Yeah.
had 2 wives."
Wait, was she listening to the podcast?
No, she was here
had no
on
idea.
business. She doesn't live here.
Really?
She was just at the bar, and she was at a new bar.
Then after the whole cop thing, we're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, she's a vibe." She starts telling me I don't know what's going on with you right now, but you need to let it go. You just need to move on.
Oh,
I can honestly tell it was like an earth angel. We ended up sitting there with her for like the next 2 hours. We were totally vibing, and it was like you really have to pay attention to the people that come into your life where you have a connection with. Where out of nowhere, it could be anywhere. I say this all the time. Whoa.
She was like an angel. Like she reassured me on things that I just like changed in my life.
Yeah.
And it was like the next couple of days.
See,
so it was just like the reassurance.
and when
it
a
was
complete
an angel.
stranger,
Get this.
Yeah.
We were bar hopping at the bar before. Sorry, I'm just getting so excited.
No, I love
we
that
were
for
at
you.
the bar before, right?
Yeah.
And me and Alex are leaving and we're like, you want to smoke? And Alex is like, yeah, but we didn't get to smoking.
Right?
Yeah.
While we're taking drinks, she's like, you guys must want to smoke. I know you guys want to smoke.
You
Let's
want to
go
go take a
outside and
smoke
smoke.
break? And she had freaking pre-rolls.
For us.
oh,
So it was just like the
was-
vibration was
High.
on point. It was so high.
She was very validating with the things that she was saying.
Yeah.
That me and him were talking about right before
Yeah.
for like a while.
and it wasn't
But-
giving you murder vibes at
No,
all whatsoever.
no, not at all.
Nothing.
And she reassured us on the podcast. She was like, you guys got to continue work. It was like
Oh, she said that?
validation of
You know,
everything.
I really feel like I have to prove myself because I'm white, to be honest with you guys. To be honest, like you guys really have to like take a moment to see how cool I actually am. But then like
Yeah.
you really see how cool I am very quickly. So thank you. But anyways, I could tell that she was like, Bennett, you saw, right? Like,
she had catch the vibes.
right. But then when
Yeah.
like I would explain what the podcast was about, she was like, she just changed her whole freaking aura changed. Like,
Really?
holy shit, these people are legit. You could, it just
I
was like,
love that.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know about her, and he's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But, and then it was like when I started talking about the podcast, the resilience stories,
Yeah.
and like what we do, and all this and that, and then she was just like,
Yeah.
whoa, you could tell.
And she told us her resilience story, and I
Yes.
hope she's able to tell us one day because it was insane.
Her
and
story is insane.
It was just like she was an angel for sure. Like
I
the
love
vibrations were
that.
at an all-time high. She reassured me on like a lot of decisions I made.
Oh
so
my
I
God.
loved it.
It
She was
was
a
like-
vibe. We were vibing.
It was like that show, Touched by an Angel. Do you remember that show growing up?
No, but
that
I
was
remember-
a good
I
ass
remember
show.
it.
Yeah, that was
The
your
title.
Touched by
it
an
was
Angel.
like she listened to everything that me and Alex talked about at the bar before. Like she was a
That's
secret
so-
sparring, and then we sat down next to her, and she was like, that, and that. You're
Yeah.
right, and keep on going.
Yeah,
I
we're like,
love that. That's exactly what you needed too.
Right?
yeah.
Insane. I don't have a pit this week. I know we're not supposed to do this.
Yeah.
But
You
I
can do whatever
really
you want.
like.
I'm okay with that.
I am good.
I'm good with that. I would prefer you not have a pit.
Right? Don't think of something to be negative about if you don't have
Exactly.
to.
Because then you're just making things out of nothing, and we don't need to do
Exactly.
that.
And that's drama.
yeah,
We don't
that's
like that.
drama.
Drama. Okay. All right, Emelia.
All
Let's do
right,
that.
so my peak this week, I fucking made it to Pilates. Okay,
did?
I made it to Pilates, and I was so happy because it was like the 6 o'clock class. I did that
What?
shit. Yes.
Wait, AM?
Yeah.
What?
I know.
all week.
Oh no, God,
One
no.
time.
What the fuck?
Still
One
though,
time.
One time at 6
Oh,
a.m.
that's a
Emelia.
lot.
No,
I didn't,
no.
I didn't think that time
That's
would
more
ever
than
see
I
your
did.
beautiful shining face.
No, hell no. It normally doesn't because I fucking hate the morning times.
What day
It's
was
just,
that?
That was a Wednesday. That was a Wednesday. Yeah, I did it. And my mom and sister came with me. So that was
I don't
fun.
even know if I would do that.
The only thing is, though, is that like you really need to make sure that you eat something beforehand because you will be fucked up
Oh, yeah.
afterwards.
And
So
hydrate.
dizzy. Yeah, I didn't do either one of those things.
Like,
Yeah.
pre-workout
Yeah, yeah,
in,
yeah.
pre-workout.
Oh, so my heart goes crazy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, just some natural pre-workout.
That's like meth, basically.
There's some good ones out there.
Is there?
Eat some like
good ones.
banana toast with some peanut butter and
And then just sprinkle some pre-workout on
and
top.
then have
shake?
a drink, like some water
Yeah.
and pre-workout mix.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
And you'll love it. You'll feel
Okay.
amazing.
I will do that. So yeah, that was my peak. I was so happy that I actually got to go to Pilates and I stuck with it and I did it.
One time.
Yeah, one time. One
When are
time.
you gonna go back?
Next week.
Okay. Is it
Yeah.
once a week or what? What's up with
It's
that?
you know what? I'm trying to wedge my way into the 2 times a week
Oh, you're trying
club.
to like wean your way in?
Yeah,
Wean
yeah,
it, you
yeah.
know,
Oh,
like
that was a better word.
wedge, wean,
wean,
whatever.
wedge.
Wedge
yeah,
wiener.
yeah. My pit this week, I really don't have a huge one, but no. But I found something out that kind of like threw me for a loop, and it sent me down a rabbit hole and like a little bit of a spiral.
Talk to me.
Helen Keller's not real.
Sorry, what? Wait, our guest is here and she just flipped the fuck out. I want to hear them.
No, it really sent me down a
Literally.
fucking rabbit hole that actually like threw me off. No,
I've never heard that.
It's
Why?
really
Why?
fucked up because she was blind and deaf. How the fuck did she
Right,
drive
she
a
couldn't
plane?
have been-
How did she write a book? You can't see, honey. You're blind.
I mean, you just gotta believe in yourself. You can do anything, you know, if you just believe.
How did she even learn English if she's blind and deaf?
It's
How
called
did she-
resilient.
She's a resilient motherfucker, that
Magic.
one, okay? Yeah, get her on the podcast.
We'll get her through a medium.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, she could tell us how she did it.
They'd
was
be like,
born-
she's lying.
June 27th of 1880. Good Lord.
She's a Cancer.
Died June 1st of 1968.
Cancer's a liar. She's a liar.
I mean, come on.
She's not real. I'm telling you,
Okay.
it really threw me for a fucking loop, and it kind of ruined my week a little bit because I remember like thinking that Helen Keller was a bad bitch, her and Rosa Parks, and now like, what the fuck? She's not real. She's a liar.
Can I say that she spent no time in my head?
Really?
my head.
She really
Helen
made
Keller-
an impression
the
on
only
me.
time Helen Keller has ever been popped in my head is
Yeah.
when I passed Helen Keller Elementary.
Well, it should be
Yes.
called the Liar Elementary because Helen Keller's not fucking real.
I don't think any, you know, like more people that is listening than
Wow,
not
that's
probably
so
are like, who the
crazy.
fuck?
Is Helen Keller?
Everybody knows
I mean,
who
like,
Helen
but, like-
Keller
Everyone,
is.
please
mean,
raise your
but, like-
hand in this room if you know who Helen
You've
Keller
heard of.
is.
Can you actually say what the fuck Helen Keller is? And like,
Yes,
it could be a
she's
guy
the-
for all you know.
Could have been.
Could have been a guy.
Well, who knows? Because she's a liar. So she
Well,
could
fuck
be a
Helen
guy.
Keller.
She
What the
probably
fuck?
was a guy
I
because she was
wasn't
a
paying atten- I
liar.
wasn't paying
I
attention.
hope she doesn't hear
In
us
school.
talking about her.
I know. She's going to
was
fight
not.
me. She can't fight because she's blind and deaf.
She's probably
so she can't
reincarnated
hear us.
As not.
As what? As not?
As not blind.
Oh, as not blind and deaf. I really hope that
She's coming
people
for you.
aren't like, oh, Amelia, fuck her because she's saying
So
Helen
your-
Keller's not
your
real.
hit is that Helen Keller is not real?
It was a little disappointing because my whole childhood at Christian school, we learned about Helen Keller
I
and
mean,
her
I just
and
don't
Rosa
know why you would
Parks.
ever have to think about Helen Keller after you had to like be taught about Helen Keller.
I mean, I suppose, but I wasn't writing down
mean, Rosa
conspiracies.
Parks-
How did you find this out?
Because I was on Reddit, and Reddit, like, I was on a deep dive.
That was the best thing that you could go down a rabbit hole with.
Yeah.
There were so many things.
Yeah.
All the things.
all the things, and that
Everything. All right. Well,
Anyway,
fuck
your
Helen
pick-
Keller.
Yeah.
Okay. Completely. So my peak is okay. So I finished my Oracle deck.
I
I'm
love
gonna show you.
that.
I showed Bennett, so I'm not gonna show him. I'm gonna show you, Emelia.
Okay.
And then you tell me what you think. Okay. So
Okay.
there's 56 cards, and I'm so freaking proud.
Is it my face?
No.
Oh.
Stop with your. Oh. You're such a Virgo. Stop with yourself. No, it actually has nothing to do with you.
Oh, okay.
Imagine
Okay,
that.
that's fine. Darn.
What the fuck? Okay, so there's 56 cards.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can be anything you want.
Mm-hmm.
So the illustration, the pictures are all pictures that I've taken around the world.
Stop.
And so
I
my
love
heart, my
that.
heart. So the first one is in Utah. It's at Amangary. The second one is at
Is Arizona there?
yeah.
Love that.
The second one is Coachella Valley
Valley.
because
Oh.
I couldn't pick between like Joshua Tree and Palm Springs. I had like
Okay.
such good pictures from.
Yeah.
So I just did Coachella Valley, and then it's Turks and Caicos, and then it's Cuba, and then
You went
it's-
all these places? Okay.
and then it's Cabo, and then it's
What is that?
Jamaica,
What's that song? Take her on a trip.
and then Sedona. And I did 7 for all the chakras.
Oh,
Right.
I love
so
that.
for each of these places, I did 8 pictures.
Yeah.
And so look what I did for them. And like for plants that I've taken, I did the words on them are like
Yeah.
for what the plant means. Okay.
Oh.
And things like that. Like
Okay.
and so it's very like pretty much like what's in the picture.
Oh, I love it.
That's my peak because I got it done. I'm gonna like I'm sending it to
job.
print. Sending it to print. I'm gonna be having that for sale. This is my series 1. I'm just oh my god. I'm gonna cry. Like I
I love this.
right, it's gonna feel like this too. So I'm super excited about that.
It's so. Ooh, I like energy vampires.
Those
like
are piranhas. That was in Turks and Caicos.
Oh, was it?
Those are piranhas, motherfuckers.
Oh my
I wouldn't get
God.
the like they were feeding them so they wouldn't bite us, and I'm like I'm not getting in the water.
They wanted you to get in.
Yeah, they're like here we're gonna feed them first so they're not hungry, right?
Oh hell no.
And there's like 100 piranhas right there in that picture.
Fuck that.
Who went in?
None of us. There was only 2
good.
of us, but none of us. Absolutely not. Like
You guys are dumbasses. Why would you go in there? The fuck?
I'm like, are these
Can't
these
they
locals
eat
are crazy?
alive?
Oh, yeah. They can fuck you
I'm not
up.
going in
nasty
any water
motherfuckers.
with fucking piranhas.
I mean, for real. I didn't even know that was a
Hungry or
thing,
not.
and then I'm like,
Wait, where's this one? Nostalgia.
that
Nostalgia.
one's in Cuba.
Oh,
So if you look,
God.
the girl that has stilts in the picture, so it's like childhood, nostalgia.
Oh my god.
So it's really symbolic.
yeah, they're so cute, and every card is so thought.
It took me a
behind
long
it.
time for this, and I'm like,
No, this is amazing. This is so good.
that's my peak.
God.
My pit, honestly, pitless. So there
Yeah.
you go for that.
Good. I'm glad you don't have
This
a.
episode.
Yeah, I love that
Pitless,
for us.
Pitless.
All right.
So, are we on to our resilient
guest,
guest?
Yes.
who looks so hot today. What the
Ooh,
fuck?
ow.
My
Get over
goodness.
here.
Come on over.
Amelia, you want to introduce her this week?
Yeah, of course.
Let's get it.
Okay, so this is Emily, and I'm so excited to have her. She is my friend and my hairstylist. She is a resilient motherfucker because she is a single mom of 2 kids. She has unfortunately suffered a great loss in her life, which is what she will be talking about. And she's a business owner, so she's just a bad bitch all around.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's a great mother. So,
Well,
yeah.
thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks for coming in.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I really
Of course.
appreciate it. And thank you for popping my podcast cherry.
Okay.
I love it. So I met Emelia 8 months ago now. I just booked an appointment with her and I was so excited. I've been watching her like online for a long time and like was really excited about my service. And all of a sudden she was just asking me like, oh, you have kids? Because we have kids the same age. And then she's like, well, where's their dad? You know, like you're a single mom. And then she was like, wait a minute. What happened? Where is he? And I was like, oh yeah, like, so I had to backtrack with the whole story.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning then. So, where were you born?
In Oregon.
Okay. And so then when did you meet him? When did everything start?
So it started when I was 20. I met him through a mutual friend, and her boyfriend at the time my husband was training with her boyfriend, and he was like, hey, there's this girl. I want you to meet her. Like, my girlfriend has a friend. So that's how we met. I can't believe that's like over 10 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
When I think about it.
Time
Yeah.
flies.
That's crazy.
And so how old are your
know.
kids right now?
7 and 9.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the first one came pretty quick and unexpected, as they do, you know. I know you guys know what that's like.
We do.
So, yeah. And then we got married after a few years because we just felt like such a deep connection with each other. And then, you know, the second one came, and then,
Did you guys have like the whole big wedding and everything?
so we got married in Hawaii, which was amazing.
Oh, I love that. How long were you guys dating before you got married?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the girls were 2 and like 9 months old.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys were married for how long?
3 years.
And then,
But we were together for like 6.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
And how was your guys' marriage? When you guys got married, did anything change in your relationship? How was that?
It was so good. I feel like when you find your person, you just do whatever you have to be close and stay connected. And it doesn't matter what's going on in the world around you, like whose drama is happening or what part of your life is falling apart. Like, that person does whatever they can
Yeah.
to hold you together and to
Yeah.
hold your family together. And he was very much just like that person that felt like home.
He was definitely your person.
It really was. And very young, it felt like this is the right thing. Like, all my friends would be out, like going out, partying, doing all these things. And I was just like, I don't know why they want to do that. Like, I'm so fucking happy. I'm so fucking happy here with
I
you
feel that.
doing whatever the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
It was really like, I never felt like I was missing out on anything because he was such a wonderful husband and father. And
What was his name?
Adrian.
Okay. So do you want to tell us what happened?
So it was July 1st, 2019. It was my day off of work, and he was supposed to be working. And I got a call from him that was like, hey, I need my insurance card. Like, I need to pick up a prescription. And I was like, oh, I don't have it. Like, I thought you had it. And he was like, oh, I only have our daughter's. And so I knew he needed to pick up a prescription, and the pharmacy wasn't giving it to him. And he had really bad asthma. So he went to the pharmacy to try to get it. They wouldn't give it to him because he didn't have his card or whatever. He was like, okay, I'll just pay out of pocket. That was the last text message I got from him. And then I just had a really bad feeling because I wasn't hearing anything from him over the phone. And then I was supposed to be out with the kids having like a fun lake day, and never heard anything from him. So I was just like, I had a bad feeling. You know, your intuition's like, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something's definitely wrong. So I was in traffic. I took the kids to my parents' house, and I was literally Googling on my way over to our apartment, can you die from asthma? Because I never heard from him when I knew he was supposed to pick up his inhaler.
So did he end up picking up anything and paying out of pocket? Did he get his prescription or not?
Yes, he picked it up, went straight home. And I'm so glad my intuition kicked in, and that I'm glad I was there and the kids weren't.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
told me what I would find,
Yeah.
but it was him. His soul was not in his body anymore.
Why? So did he not take his medication quick enough, soon enough? Do you know what happened?
Yeah. So seemingly everything was, oh, you're having a little asthma attack before you're able to get your inhaler. Like, go to the doctor. You'll be fine. Get your steroids and then pick up your prescription the next day. Because the way pharmacies work, you can't pick up your prescription a day sooner, an hour sooner. So when you literally like can't breathe, it kind of sucks to be like, oh my God, I needed that 24 hours ago and I have to go to the emergency room.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what he had done. And it had happened in the past where everything was fine. But this is just the one time where nothing was fine. So I go home. I didn't have the kids. I find him and I was just like screaming, oh my God. I knew, but I wasn't ready to know. Call 911. They tell me what to do. So I had to move his body. They told me to move him onto the floor and to perform CPR till help arrived.
Was he on the bed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With his nebulizer running.
Oh.
Like he was giving himself a treatment. So I get there and I'm doing that and I'm just like, I text my dad in the middle of it and I'm like, you need to get here because my dad's a doctor. And so I was just like, he would be able to help me right now and I need a parent here.
Okay, so you're on the phone with 911. They're telling you what to do. Is it not been a long time since he's passed, do you think?
Pretty recent.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's funny you say that. By the time the medics got there, they literally said, this is drugs, right?
Oh.
And
That is so insensitive.
Whoa.
It's fucked up.
that fucked me up so much. I jumped off his body and started throwing things at the paramedics. I was like, you are so fucked up. He has asthma. Do you see needles? No. Do you see drugs? No. We don't got that shit here. His nebulizer is running right next to him. And
Well,
then
no, do you know
and
why
then
they asked though? Because
they
they might,
have to
because of
ask.
Narcan maybe, you know?
And that's
'Cause
what
maybe
he said. He said we can save him.
Yeah, because maybe
If
they
it
were
was
like, if
drugs.
it was drugs, that's probably why. They might not have been insensitive. They're just like, is this drugs? Because they have Narcan. They can maybe revive him like that.
But in that moment when you realize, if my husband was a drug addict, he'd be fine. And then you realize,
Oh, yeah.
he's not. He just can't, he just can't breathe.
Mm,
So
yeah.
that fucked me up because I was like, damn, like drug addicts really be out here fucking with chances at life. But if you're born with asthma or diabetes or something else, like you don't have a second chance in that moment of like, the wee hours of being able to be saved.
Right.
There was like nothing.
It seems
There was no
unfair.
Narcan that you
It
can.
seems unfair. Like if you're out here
Unfair,
being,
right.
destroying
yeah.
your life and being destructive, you get that second chance. We have the resources for you, but like if you have asthma and you're taking care of yourself, there's still a chance that like
You might
we
not be
can't
able to
help
fix
you.
it.
We're
Yeah.
not gonna be able to fix it. It seems so unfair.
So when you were having to do that, on the phone with 911, they're telling you what to do with his body. Like, what was going through your head? Like, what were you thinking? Like, did you think that you're gonna be able to save him?
Well, I was thinking when you do CPR, you have to do the staying alive, right? So in my head, I was like, I have to focus on something I've never had to do before in my entire life. And like,
Oh my God, I love you.
staying alive, like, yeah. I'm like, am I breaking his ribs? Is he going to be okay? Is he already dead? Like, I don't know. Like, but also at that point, it's like, there's nothing you can do. And that's what the paramedics said. They said, there's nothing we can do. He's already gone. And that was a moment when I was just like,
Whoa.
this isn't real. This isn't real. I'm not here. I literally could just watch. I was watching myself as it all happened.
Do you feel like you knew what you were going to walk into though before you
Yes.
even opened that door?
My heart was racing the entire time. That's why I was Googling, can you die from an asthma attack? Because I also, before this, I never really experienced a grandparent loss. I'd never actually experienced loss until this happened. And then, it comes in threes. So after that, I did experience like quite a bit of loss. But
Oh wow.
before that, I didn't know what grief was, like at all.
So his last text to you, he was at the pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wonder
you're
why
okay.
he didn't text you at all, or do you think he was just like so like focused on himself, like because he was not being, he can't breathe?
So what I think is his brain was probably losing oxygen for a few hours, like at that point. So he probably just wasn't thinking right. Like he probably did have his insurance card.
Oh wow.
I mean, if you think about it, like,
Was it in his wallet?
oh girl, that's so long ago. I don't remember,
Yeah.
but I do like still have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so your brain starts to lose oxygen. So you start to like lose a type of consciousness. Like the ability to make like thoughts that
you become a little, and I know this isn't a kind word, but like ditzy a little bit. Like
What about
right. No,
hallucinating?
it's exactly.
you can't process thoughts.
You kind of,
Yeah.
So thinking back, it's really upsetting to know he was like alone in his final moments, but like knowing that I was so close. But also I do have a trauma now where people like ghost me or like don't talk to me now dating. Like, don't fucking ghost me.
Oh yeah.
I'll block you and you will be dead to me.
Yeah.
What about like
You'll
if you
be
can't-
dead.
if you can't get a hold of like
Just like my husband.
oh too soon. Too soon for me. Okay, but we haven't. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
I'm sorry, that was so heavy. I had to just like throw a joke in there.
Okay, so I had questions I forgot.
How do you pick up your pieces and move? Like, what was that process for you?
You know, to piggyback off that, I need to hear how, like, your kids, when you told them
Yeah,
that whole
so
process and how they
Why
handled
don't you
it.
go into after you found out like he's gone?
Okay.
And then you had to
then-
deal with all of that in, you know, in your house, and you have to like call the coroner, or I don't
Like,
know,
did
right?
you move? Like,
All of it, dude. All of it.
just through it all.
So he actually had a son when we met. So there's 3 kids, and his baby mom and I are very close, just like you, Emelia, and yours. Like, we're good. You know, we keep the kids together, and they're all so close. Like,
Oh, that's
there's
sweet.
3 kids just under 3 years apart, and
I love that for them.
it makes, even though we're co-parenting, like, even though there's different households between like the oldest, his son, and then my girls, because they're so close in age, they go through everything in life together.
Yeah.
You know, so
And
that's
they have,
really special.
You know, they have a connection that, you know, that they bond with. So
And also because he has a son, like when we were together, I always thought like, oh, I would love to have a third with him because he was obviously an amazing father. But knowing that he had another son that the girls could still spend time with and we could still share, like, made it feel whole, made it feel like so complete.
yeah.
It's just nice to see his son now and
Well,
be
it's-
like, oh my God, dude, all 3 of you kids have like little things from your dad that
Yeah.
are fucking hilarious
Well, and it's
in
a little
different
piece,
ways.
especially, you know, him being a boy, it's a little piece of Adrian too. Like
Yes.
it's a little mini him, you know? So that was probably nice to have. A little more comforting than one would think, having him have a little boy too.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so your dad came over. You said he's a doctor.
Yes.
Did he come over?
Yes, immediately.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't know what was actually going on in that moment, and I was just like, I need a familiar face here.
Yeah,
I need someone.
for sure.
And my dad has been thrown into so many different traumatic events that I was like, he will be able to help me right now. My mom has the kids that are safe. Thank you, Mom. Like, thank you, Dad, for being there for me and like driving me home because I couldn't even drive, think, breathe. I had to like remind myself to breathe
Oh, of
For-
course. Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
How long were you like in that state? Like, how long were you in that
Shock.
shock?
I want to say 2 months of like, how do I get out of bed? How do I, oh, the kids are like fighting. I need to go take myself out of this moment of like, is my husband still alive or am I really still living in this nightmare?
Damn.
And like parent them. I was sleeping on my parents' couch for a little while because he died in that apartment. I could not bring my kids back there and be like, oh, also your dad is no longer here, you know?
Right.
We immediately moved in with my parents. I am so grateful. I have an amazing group of friends. They moved me out of the apartment like immediately. There was like 15 people there. Like, we'll take all this food to the food pantry. Like, we will donate all this furniture. Like, they fucking came in and did shit. And I think back now and I'm like, wait, what happened to that box of his t-shirts? You know, like, like they were so helpful, but I think like now, like
Too
wait a minute.
helpful.
Wait a minute. No, not too helpful. Like, they are such a solid group of friends that
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for because they knew him really well. And,
Yeah.
but I want to say I actually gave it a couple days before I told the kids because I was still living in that nightmare and I wanted to give them like a few sleeps without having to process that.
Yeah.
I kept thinking each day, like, how do I flip their world upside down? Like, I have to do that today. And no one tells you how to do it. I didn't look it up. I didn't have a therapist. I didn't know.
So were they wondering why they were staying at your parents'?
For a few days, it was like, oh, sleepover at grandma's, mom's there. Like, we are all a close family, so there's plenty of guest rooms and stuff for us.
Would it be normal for you to do that though, but like without your husband? Or do you normally be there, or?
Maybe 1 or 2 days, but no more than that.
Yeah.
So they were 3 and 5 at the time. And so my oldest, it's interesting how each of them processes it, right? So the oldest definitely understands like what life was like with mom and dad, what dad looked like, what dad felt like, what mom and dad looked like and felt like. My youngest, there's certain things she remembers, like her grief. It's very different how each of them have their own grief and go through it like very differently, kind of remembering, and the other one not really remembering, but not remembering what she had.
Yeah.
So she doesn't remember having him, but she remembers having what we don't have now, which is a whole family. So,
And I'm sure as a mother, that was probably really difficult because it's like, at least for me being a mom, my kids have an issue. What do I want to do? Immediately fix it. And I can fix it, but like with you probably wanted to fix it, but you couldn't fix it. And like,
Yeah.
how was that?
Well, speaking about being a mom, I think that would honestly, I've thought about that, about being a parent, having to explain that to a child, right? Like I've never felt that. I've never experienced it, but I've thought about what if I had to do that, right? That was probably like got to be the most painful experience, like for me to even think about having to do as a parent.
Yeah.
Really is to tell your child that one of their parents is no longer
and
living.
especially at that age, like
But kids are smart though, and they definitely know, like even at 3 and 5, it definitely the 5-year-old.
so fucking smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so smart.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you want to talk about how they processed it, or like when you told them what their reaction was?
So they didn't really understand at first, because obviously how does a small child understand like, oh, dad was here, now he's not. The way they I'll bring to light a few things that are kind of cute that they would do. Like they would go outside and show the moon and the stars, like their drawings, their paintings, like whatever they had done, and been like, I want to show dad like this picture I made. And it really is like, it's interesting how like optimistic kids can be. Like I really didn't make it seem like I was not holding my children sobbing every day, but I would ask his ex often to keep like the parenting with his son very consistent. And then she was like, well, I don't want him to be around sad people all the time. And I was like, girl, I am momming every day. I don't have time to cry, actually. Like I do in the shower.
Yeah.
I do when I'm alone. But I don't have time to just sit there and sob all day. Like I have to clean the house. I have to do the laundry. Like I have to, there's so many things I'm doing other than crying. And I've definitely realized like compartmentalizing my feelings, like, so I can actually feel them in the moment instead of like suppressing them. I just go about my day. And then like when I have my free moments, like when I'm in the car, like alone.
Well, I feel like grief it's brutal, right? It comes at any given time and it can stay for as long as it wants. And you can't help it really, like anything can remind you. It could be a smell. It could be, a memory. It could be anything throughout your day. And you can't help that, I feel like, until you get to a certain point of, time heals, but it's never going to fully heal.
No.
But it'll get easier, right? But it's like grief comes in any point.
And I think grief is such it goes from 0 to 60 in a matter of seconds. And I think it's such a nasty thing, but also such a beautiful thing too, because nasty in the way that it's heartbreaking. It's horrible. It's something that, nobody wants to go through, but then beautiful at the same time, because when you have grief, it means that you love somebody so much that it's heartbreaking being without them, And so I think it's probably a very confusing thing as well too for you, and then having to parent on top of that. Like, I can't imagine.
And crying
doing
is very
that.
healthy, by the way. Like,
Yes.
I always feel better after a good cry.
Oh yeah, for
so
sure.
I let it out.
Yeah.
Why do you have a notebook?
I have a notebook because I find humor in everything. And I have a whole list of funny and weird things people said to me.
Oh my gosh, can we hear some? I'm so intrigued.
Absolutely. If your husband is dead, why are you so happy?
That's so disgusting. Someone said that to you?
Yeah. Why do you seem so happy? And I was like, well, I'm alive. And I want to do things to make him proud of me. So that is raising my children to be good people. That is being successful, being successful at work. that is doing good things and putting out good into the world.
Because that was
Going through-
Adrian, wasn't it?
Going through life, making him proud. And he was always like a not do good. He was always doing the right thing, whether it made someone unhappy or not. He didn't care if he hurt someone's feelings to tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Like if it meant that it would change their situation or make the situation right, that's what he was going to do. And he kind of got sometimes the feeling where like people would be like, oh, cut him off. And he's like, they weren't serving, you know?
I feel like people don't understand that, like grieving. Like if someone to ask you that question,
Yeah, 'cause it's
they
like-
don't understand that. They've never, they either haven't lost someone or they love their husband so much that they haven't experienced it yet. You
Was
know?
there a time limit? I didn't know there was a time limit.
There is no time
Exactly.
limit to
Funny.
grieving, and like
And
you
there-
should, everyone deserves happiness
Yeah.
beyond, their obstacles and things that happen in their life.
It's like, sorry, her vibe is so high that she can't like help but radiate her goodness.
Yeah. And I think too, like, I don't know, because I've never lost anybody. So at least what I've heard and what I've seen, through people that I love that have lost people, like there's steps to it. And there's definitely like different ways to process grief. So for someone to say that makes me angry.
Yeah.
Everyone's got something to say.
Oh yeah, they do.
Another funny one was I had a client who said, oh, my mom lost my dad when she was in her 60s, and she just decided she wasn't going to get married again. She wasn't going to do anything else. And I'm like, 60 and 27 are like really big age differences to lose someone. And like, you guys were grown. Like, I was just thinking, why are you comparing me to your mother? Like, yes, I've definitely gone through the phase where I'm like, I will never get married again, but I'm allowed to date. I'm allowed to be happy.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to do whatever I want. Like, I don't care what your mom did. I'm glad that worked for her. But like, I definitely waited several years before I ever talked to anyone, to be honest.
I mean, and as it's any of her business.
I mean,
Right.
It definitely wasn't her business.
No, not at all.
Like, that was not the comment.
No,
to grab
and
onto
it's-
that. I feel like sometimes people they'll just grab onto anything to like try to relate, or especially when people don't understand, they've never been there in their life, so they'll just try to grab any situation in their life
Right.
to like kind of relate, and it's like this is not that situation. Like
Mm-hmm.
thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah. And I think it's so different because, again, like you said, like the age difference is huge. Like 60, girl, you lived your life. Like you got enough time with your husband. Like me, I was 27. I'm a baby still.
Yeah, that'd be
Like-
weird. Thinking about like a 6-year-old. All right, going to get hers.
Exactly. Like the fuck.
Like,
I hope she was celibate after that. Like the fuck is she doing?
It was
Ugh.
just
past the
funny.
prime.
Funny the
Sorry.
things people would tell me, and I never really took offense to it. I was just like, wow, people just be saying anything to try to relate, like you said. Like,
yeah. Is there
and
more?
it's okay. Oh my God, so many.
Okay, I want to hear more.
So one funny thing that I love to do is pick up his gas station order. We all have a gas station order.
Oh.
And anytime we go to the gas station, like he would always get snacks and treats for the kids, like Red Vines or Nutter Butters, Nerds clusters, like for the kids. So I will continue to get those because I never stopped at the gas. Like a girl at the gas station.
Right.
No, I was not
terrifying.
buying snacks. But he, as a man who's the protector who made me feel safe like all the time, he would always get the kids snacks. So I still get the kids snacks whenever I have time, and I'll just remind them like, Daddy's favorite snacks. Like, here you go. Here's those Nutter Butters.
I love that.
Here's, the kind of water he would get, like little stuff, so that even though my youngest, who doesn't quite remember like what mom and dad looked like, she will still remember those little things.
That's a good one.
Another very funny thing that I'm just going to throw out there is he died wearing his Vatos Locos shirt, like from Blood In and Blood Out.
Oh.
Vatos Locos forever. And so as they're literally, this is going to be more of a trigger warning, as they're putting his body in the body bag, they're like, do you want us to cut his clothes off? And I was like thinking, no, he would want to be cremated in that shirt. He would want like,
Yeah.
he was Mexican. Like he was about that. So I was, just
about
like,
that life.
No, leave the shirt
he
on.
fucking, there were certain things where I was just like, no, he forever. Like
Yeah.
Vatos Locos forever, Adrian. There you
Love
go.
that.
Oh. So was his parents around or anything? Family?
So his mom was actually never in the picture. His dad raised him. He was a single Marine. I think his mom left when he was 2, like officially. So he never knew what life was like with 2 parents either.
That's wild.
I actually can't imagine being a in the military and raising a child. I'm a woman and things are very different. I can't imagine like a single father. And another interesting thing is his mom actually went on to get married and have 2 more children. And I don't think his mom or his half brothers like even know.
Oh, wow.
So just his dad, it was just he and his dad. And so he never, I did get the feeling when I was with him that he did have that like abandonment issue because his mom never reached out. He never reached out to her. He was like, she was just gone. No questions.
Yeah, that's
no
insane.
mom, no nothing.
I mean, you know, it's honestly common to hear a dad do that, but it's less common to hear a mom do that. And I feel like, you know, the maternal, the connection that you need with your mom, it's just different.
And that just tells me a lot about Adrian, though, you saying that, because usually when, and this is just in my experience, and I'm no therapist, but usually in my experience, having been around men that don't have a good relationship with their mother or have been abandoned or felt abandoned by their mothers, they usually don't respect females the most. So the fact that he was such an amazing person to you and an amazing dad to his 2 daughters, like that to me just shows how great of a person he was and is. He still is, but you know, how amazing he is. Like that is so cool.
I think that his dad really had a lot to do with that. His dad was or is a Libra, hard Libra. Okay. Alex,
shout out to Team Libra.
He really, the justice police, if we're talking about the justice police,
Okay.
like if he finds out I ever did anything, he'll be like, you know what you need to do, Emily. Like he
order.
low key parents me still. Like, I'm like, dang, this is where you get it. Like, this is why Adrian was the way he was, is because his dad never let him get away with anything. Like if he stole a piece of candy at the store, he was apologizing, writing a letter. Like he never did that, but there would be hell to pay.
Yeah.
If he made a mistake. And I remember when I started seeing him and I was asking him questions about his ex and how things weren't working out, but they were having a kid. He was like, I'm just going to be there when I'm supposed to be there and love him. And we're going to co-parent and I'm going to pay her. And it is what it is. I'm just going to be in his life, however that looks. Even if we aren't together, she doesn't want to be with me. And I was just like, oh, you aren't just like trying to peace out. Like, you know, you're just like, that's my son. I'm going to love him. She doesn't want to be with me, but we're still going to raise this child together.
Yeah.
And here we are, me and his mom still, you know?
I love that.
So
Such a good human being.
talk about the justice police always doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Where did you find the strength to move on? Like, when were you like, okay, like I'm kind of dealing with the grief, you know, and you started working on yourself and moving forward? Where did you find that strength? What was that like?
We would randomly talk about when he was gone. He would randomly bring it up. He said he never imagined himself past the age of 30. He was 31 when he passed.
Damn.
And he would randomly say things like, you know, you're going to miss me when I'm gone. Like, you're not going to be able to open these jars. Like, you're not, you're not going to be able to do this and that, carry both girls on your hips up the stairs to the apartment, you know, like certain things like that. But where I found strength was making him proud, because he would be like, you know, don't sit there and cry about me when I go. Like, now that I'm talking about it, I realize how much he brought it up, like being gone.
It's nuts.
But
you
it
know.
would just be random. It would just be like, be productive is what he would say all the time. That's not productive. Don't like, you know, slump over, like be sad, but then come out of it. So I would have my moments of sadness, like say at night after I put the kids to bed, I'd have my little cry in the shower, you know, for an hour or two, whatever I needed to do. And then I'd be like, tomorrow's going to be a good day. Today might have been hard, but tomorrow might also be hard, but I will get through it and it will be okay, because he's not going to want me to sit here and cry about it anymore. I have to get some sleep. Now I will say, like, I never met anyone who lost their husband under the age of 50. At the time I lost my husband. So there was nothing for me to find online when it came to what does life look like?
Like a widow?
Yeah. Being widowed in your 20s.
Yeah.
I could not find anyone. And now with TikTok I have. But then I was just like, what does life look like? What am I supposed to do? Well, I just realized, like, the kids need their needs taken care of. Like, put them in the sports, let them do whatever they wanted. Like, made sure they were always good. And then in my moments where I had them, took care of myself.
Yeah. Like keeping up a routine for your children.
Strong routine.
Yeah.
Strength and routines. Yes.
So what do you, like, if somebody's listening and they're going through something similar right now, as of really recently, and they just need messages of hope, what would you say to them?
I would say that it's going to be hard and it's going to hurt. Don't expect each day to get better because it won't. Each day will be different, but you will be okay. And don't expect like life to feel the same as it did before you experience the grief, because life after the grief is completely different. You feel feelings you never felt. You look at things like you've never seen them before. Your perspective changes completely. Go easy on yourself, because you're just gonna feel things that you didn't expect to feel, and it's okay. It's just gonna be new. It's gonna be uncomfortable. And it's okay to be uncomfortable. It doesn't always mean we're traumatized. It just means that we're uncomfortable.
And you're growing. Whenever you're uncomfortable, it just means growth. But it reminds me, what you were saying reminds me of the saying, just for today, right? Say whatever you want after that. Just for today. I will grieve for as long as I want to. Just for today.
Do you ever get like little moments or like little messages or little
I was just gonna ask
things
that.
in your life where he shows himself?
I was
like,
going to ask
you
that
know?
too.
Always.
Like what?
Okay, so one thing that I'm thinking is 444 always comes through for me. Anytime after my husband passed, I would see 444 on an address or $4.44 on a receipt, like something random like that. And then I looked it up and it meant protection. And then 1111. 1111 was the first one, and I was like, that's when I first jumped into like angel numbers, was 1111.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 1111 is like spiritual awakening.
Eagles. The day of his service, we all went to my parents' house afterward. There were 2 eagles flying above my parents' house. And that was really a protection, right? That was another kind of like magical thing. My sister looked at me and said, that's Adrian. It doesn't mean he was literally an eagle. It just means like he's watching.
Yeah.
He's with me.
Yep.
He's with us, all of the kids. The kids will find eagle feathers often.
Really?
Wow.
That's
Yes.
crazy. That's actually crazy.
And I'm like, what the heck is this? Because
Yeah.
when I was a kid, my dad, he's a germaphobe. He's like, don't touch that feather.
Exactly.
They will grab it, and I'm like, oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Like, it's a sign from dad. And on each of their birthdays, they've always found a feather.
Wow.
Really?
One
See?
day, there was a feather on our front doorstep, literally.
Oh wow.
And it was
an eagle
Cora's-
feather?
Yes, it was my oldest 8th birthday. She said, here's dad. But I do keep his ashes like very close to my bed. And I think that because we got married in Hawaii, I will just take the kids back to Hawaii and take his ashes at some point.
That's
Oh.
sweet.
I love that. Is there anything recently that you've seen, or do you have dreams of him?
Oh, the dreams are real. The dreams
Really?
are like, it's a visitation. It's him. And I always know it's him. And in my dream, I'm like, oh my God, Adrian, like, I have so much to catch you up on. Like, Izzy lost a tooth.
Holy shit. That's
Cora
lucid
wrote
dreaming.
this. Yes. And then you know what happens? The look on his face is, I have to go.
Oh, well,
Because I don't know why, but I have this thing when I'm dreaming where I'm like, as soon as he's there, I'm like not dreaming anymore. It feels so real.
really?
It's lucid dreaming.
Is
You're
that?
lucid. Yeah, that's what it is.
And I never remember my dreams really, except for when they're crazy when he's there.
Nuts.
Did I mention my youngest said, I miss daddy. Does he have a phone? We could just FaceTime him while he's in heaven.
Oh,
She said that, and I was like, no, sorry, honey, that's not how it works. But we can, like, I always keep his picture by their bed, and I let them, you can look at him, and then I always crack their window to where they can see the moon out their bedroom window. So that way they can see him, talk to him, however they feel connected. It's always through the moon, through feathers, like dream catchers, all that.
every year for their birthday, you know what you should do is just like a little 1-minute video and have them talk to him of like what they
love
did over
that.
the year or something. And then like later on in life, you could like put all of those videos together, like when they're 18 or something like that.
I love that. That's so cute.
That would be a cute thing to do.
We always do a birthday party for him. So we get cupcakes and
Oh,
balloons.
you should do it on his birthday party. You should have them each do a little video on your phone.
Yes. Or like I've thought about having them, now that they can like read and write a letter to him.
Yeah.
But I remind them, like my oldest, sometimes she has a hard time, the most I feel like hard time. I'm like, throwing this tantrum right now and not wanting to go to school because you're sad about daddy isn't going to make dad proud. And it feels really horrible to say that, but it does kind of make her realize like we all have our feelings, but we still have to go about our day, which is a really hard thing to tell like a very small child. But talk about being smart, like she gets it and she snaps out of it. I'm like, if your dad was here right now, like he would want you to go into school and like do the best that you can, even though it's hard. We can do hard things. We will always be presented with hard things, but that's what would make dad proud is like, not screaming at mom for 2 hours at drop off. Like,
Did you ever find a grief counselor or anything like that afterwards, or?
no, because we went straight into COVID like 9 months later.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really hard to find a counselor during that time. Super hard.
And the kids were 3 and 5.
Yeah.
Finding someone to take a 3 and 5-year-old during COVID was non-existent.
Oh, for sure.
My mom looked, my dad looked, I looked, and I was just like, it was kind of nice during COVID that we could just be together and hang out, because it was like, what's going to bring us closer? New routine. Let's learn a new routine together.
Yeah.
Let's figure this out.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. Before we wrap up, we always ask our guest, how would you explain resilience?
What I think resilience is like, no matter what's happening, find strength in what is consistent and what works for you, whether that's your routine or the people around you who you can find strength in. Like, you can get through it, and no matter what it looks like, you will.
Yeah, I love that. Routines are important, especially just for human beings in general. But
Completely.
so I can only imagine how, because that's something that's consistent and something that you can depend on every day, you know?
Being Earth, me and Emelia, we definitely like routines.
So
I don't know about you, Libra.
Wherever the wind takes me. Okay?
Girl, I got 0 earth in my chart. 0. So
Me neither.
tell me about
Crazy
routine.
girl.
I gotta stick with it.
I have no earth.
Well, okay, so next up is the conspiracy. And do you want to do the conspiracy with us?
Absolutely.
Do you like a good conspiracy?
I love a conspiracy,
Okay, cool.
guys.
Well, this week, it's real relevant, and I'm excited to talk about this week's conspiracy. Do you know what it is, Amelia?
No, I have no idea.
We're about to talk about Diddy.
Oh,
Okay, so Cassie, did y'all hear what happened?
I know that she's
Cassie?
suing him or something.
Okay, so
That's all I
Cassie
know.
and Diddy used to date for about a decade, and she came out and she's suing him for alleged rape and abuse. Right. So and a bunch of other people came forward backing her up, like Aubrey O'Day. Who else? Bennett.
Okay.
Fuck, I don't know people.
It's
I'm
deep
surprised.
because
Aubrey O'Day,
You
for
guys
those
were
of you that
surprised.
don't know, Danity Kane.
Kennedy Kane and Cassie is another artist, me and you. But Alex was surprised that she's like, well, I thought Diddy was like just a squeaky clean.
I mean,
type of
come on.
guy.
Like, I didn't,
But
maybe.
just like, not innocent. But
I didn't
what
think
was
that
the
he
word,
was-
What was the word that you used?
I thought that he was not as
corny or-
evil as I found out him to be recently.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, because it's been so, he's been around for so long and, we haven't heard anything.
And
I
yeah,
have
I
no
mean,
idea
I'm
what's
sure that,
going on with him.
He's very famous, right? Of course, he's not going to be squeaky clean.
He's been famous
But-
since Biggie.
Which is
He's
crazy.
been famous
Damn,
since
he's old.
Sean Puff Daddy
Old as
Combs,
fuck.
whatever the
Right.
fucking,
It's
how
been a
many
while.
name changes has he had? That's always one thing that annoyed me was how many times he changed his damn name. Speaking from someone who's changed their name 20 times, I'm going to shut up now.
I've always known that Diddy was a bad, not a good person.
But
because,
bad. He's
bad. And it starts because, I've always known that his artists, he's had so many artists in our lifetime, from Day 26 to Danity Kane, from Biggie Smalls to, all the rappers to, the pop singers. And for years, none of them made money. He literally just gave them all back their masters a month ago. So I've always known that Diddy was, not a good person.
A shitty person,
a shitty
yeah.
person. But it
Shitty
gets
Diddy.
worse.
Yeah, skeezy.
Then-
Yep.
There's always a conspiracy that he's gay. That he
Well,
has,
who isn't?
I mean, who isn't?
Yeah.
Everyone's fluid, but
Yeah.
it's also known that he has these big mansion parties, and if you want to be in the industry, you have to. You brought this up, rappers
Yeah.
and their black eye, the
Yep.
Panda Club, they get fucked so hard. So
Have you heard that?
I have not.
The panda eyes.
You get fucked
Tell
so
me.
hard that you get black eyes.
You get 2 black eyes. You
fuck?
look like a
Never
panda.
happened.
Okay, proof for
never
it. I'm
happened.
sorry. Proof for it doesn't happen.
Well, no. It's because it's not a good getting fucked.
No, I
It's
can
like-
tell.
It's
That doesn't
very,
sound fun.
No.
That
It's
sounds like
to
it
the
hurts.
point where it's basically
That's funny 'cause it's
sexual
traumatic.
assault.
You have
And it's so fucked up that it blows the blood vessels in your eyes, so it turns your eyes black like a panda. And that's what they do in the rap community, or not rap community, in the big
Hollywood.
Hollywood. Yeah, they do that. So then that way, what?
No, I'm like agreeing with you.
Oh, you're okay. That's
Amelia,
that.
you're
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
pandas right now.
No, these are fake. These are Shein.
Oh.
These are Shein, honey. $20.
panties.
My mind is blown right now.
No, they've had these like for a long time in the music industry. Like if you go to Diddy's party, he has like these big orgies. With
So you go to these parties and you're
getting
you're
smashed.
sucking and fucking,
Oh, yeah,
basically.
yeah.
if you want to be in the industry. So that's been a rumor as well. So with this whole Cassie thing, which just came out, if you read the article, it's crazy. So not only has like he's been, abusing her this whole time, and when they first started dating, I felt like they had a peculiar relationship because she was so young and he's so old. So I was like, that's weird, but music industry,
Right.
Holly weird. Like,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
This whole time he's been beating and manipulating her and making her have sex, like sex trafficking her. And one time she tried to date somebody else and he blew up his car. And
Blew up his car.
Yeah, this is all in this lawsuit that just came out the other day. And on top of it, a psychic's going viral right now because she released a video 5 months ago about Diddy's late wife, Kim Porter.
Do you remember what happened to Kim?
No, what happened?
Pneumonia.
Okay, so Kim and Diddy have twins.
Yeah, they have
Okay.
twins
Okay.
together.
They're like older now. Kim died from pneumonia long time ago. And
Not that long, maybe 5 years, 4 or 5 years ago.
that was it.
Only 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, this is recent. Yeah.
I mean, I remember, but I thought it was longer than that.
No.
Okay. Well, she died.
Okay.
I don't know
This-
when.
The
but-
psychic's going viral right now because 5 months ago she released a video, and in this video she's like, "I'm gonna channel Kim Porter. I'm channeling her energy to see what's going on."
Diddy's ex.
In this video,
They were still together, by the way, when she died.
Oh, okay.
She's channeling Kim Porter.
Yeah.
She's talking about how she passed with pneumonia, but she really got poisoned. She kept on seeing Kim Porter put like the nasal spray up her nose, but she knew she felt there was poison in the nasal spray. She talks about, what she thinks happened and how she thinks Diddy
Poison the
her.
nasal
Why?
spray.
Why? Because
he was harvesting
Energy.
and energy through sex.
she was.
Why in this industry rappers get fucked so hard if they want to be in the industry? Because people like Diddy are harvesting his energy,
And Kim found out.
and Kim found out.
Oh.
But the thing that's going viral in this video, get this, came out 5 months ago. She said, Kim is telling me right now, shit is going to hit the fan November 15th, 2023.
Cassie filed November 15th.
2023.
Oh, I just got chills. Woo! That's
So
crazy.
now the video's going viral, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta watch it. And
Yeah.
in this video, she's saying like, yeah, like, basically Diddy, like shit's hitting the fan right now. Like he's being exposed. So
It's kind of like R. Kelly 2.0.
Yeah.
Sounds like
it's
it.
so
It
bad.
does.
Like the article is so bad. I don't even want
Fuck,
to say
why
the things.
Diddy? It's like, damn it, come on.
And it's just like there's such evil people in this world.
I think that people think they can get away with stuff much longer, but something my mom told me when I was young was like, you can lie, but the truth is always there.
Yeah.
And I think for Diddy, his dead wife, speaking of dead spouses, are coming back. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to be exposed. Like, he cannot get away with this much longer.
Well, especially if he poisoned her, she's pissed. So
no,
she's
she's
gonna
coming back to haunt
Oh
him.
hell yeah!
She's
Hell
like,
yeah.
I'm not resting in peace till his justice is served.
Yep.
And I'm shocked that Cassie spoke up. I'm shocked.
That is actually like
But
very.
there were statute of limitations in New York City
Like,
or
it's
in
like-
New York
yeah,
State.
It's like a New York law that would protect her is expiring soon, so that's why she spoke up.
Yeah, statute of limitations.
Oh,
It's
okay.
expiring for when it happened, so she had to do it. I'm still shocked she spoke up. I'm still shocked.
Yeah.
because
Well,
people
she
don't
could-
speak up.
Well, and also they don't speak up, especially in that industry, because what can happen? Like, you don't know what can happen because money is powerful.
You'll be missing.
and she might be missing soon, and that's
She's
scary.
gonna commit suicide.
Yep, she needs to release a video saying, "Hey, I'm not suicidal," like whatever, to make sure, because I'm sure that's going to be coming up soon.
It's just as this is another
But
one
she-
of those Hollywood creeps.
Think about that. She still filed after being with him for 10 years and seeing the shit and
Well-
going through the stuff that she did.
He said that he offered her a 8-figure settlement.
Holy shit.
8 figures not to come forward, and she turned it down.
I mean, think about that. That's
Good.
what, only 10 million. That's not enough.
That means her case is strong enough and she has enough abuse documented to go against him that she did.
Yep.
That she is fighting back, because that sounds like the most abusive, high profile relationship. But she has enough to keep going
Yep.
against him.
The
Yep.
article was so long. It was like there were so many details. Like there's
Yeah.
like a hotel. Like there's footage of a hotel that like Diddy paid off the hotel of him like throwing vases at Cassie in the
hell no.
hallway. Like insane type of stuff.
See, that's so crazy to me that people have that much money that they can do shit like
They
that.
think-
Like,
They think they're invincible.
yeah.
They think they're just going to pay people off. That's what they
ultimately
do.
They are though. They are
Until
you know
they're
what I
not
mean?
though, because it's 2020, almost 4, and look what the fuck is happening now.
Yeah.
So it's not the 90s anymore.
Yeah.
People used to be able to get away with everything, and they didn't fucking think that DNA tests were going to come around. They didn't think that ring cameras are going to come around.
Yeah.
Right, that part. So yeah, it's over for that.
Oh Lord, poor
Did he
Cassie,
do it
though.
or did he not?
He did it.
I feel
That's-
like that's why Cassie never became more successful
Right.
Yeah.
after, is because he had full control of her. That was his only way to keep her from being more successful than him, was to keep her under his control.
I love
Oh, yeah.
Cassie too.
Conspiracy, my own.
Me too. Yeah,
Yeah,
she had a lot of potential when she came out, and honestly, this is the same story that we keep on hearing over and over. First, it was like Kesha, and then Britney Spears, and now who's to say that most of these singers and high-profile folks are under some type of control that's
Yeah.
like disgusting.
That's why I will never go into Hollywood no matter what. I don't care if I can become like super rich and famous. I don't give a shit. I just won't do it. I'm not gonna do it. It's too
It's too risky.
It's not, because I don't want to be a part of that cult.
This whole time, and she hasn't been able to
Well,
say anything out of fear that like
Yeah.
he blew up someone's fucking car.
See, and that's fucked.
Yeah, he blew up somebody's car. Sorry, I was.
Well, and just imagine the things that because I've said this before, and this is something that I learned in domestic violence. What is it? Training? No.
classes.
What did I go to?
Therapy?
I went to therapy basically for it. Those classes for domestic violence. They told us it takes 6 times for you to leave. And after that, you finally talk about what happened. But during that time of being with him, there's probably so much more that happened. Like that's only the tip of the iceberg. That is like, and you think hearing like, oh, he blew up someone's car. To us, that sounds like fucking crazy, but I can only imagine the fucked up things she saw. If that's only one thing that she's talking about right now.
And not only the physical, like he's evil and like the spiritual, and like he's evil beyond the things that
He was having sex with children. That's what they were saying.
I'm disturbed.
In this video,
Yeah.
listen, in this video that the psychic did that called that she would be exposed on the 15th,
Yeah.
she said that he had Kim Porter, his wife, done off because she found out that this is what they were doing.
Oh, she found out that he was having
She
sex
knew
with
her-
children.
No, she knew
Yeah.
that her husband was
That
evil
makes
because
sense.
of his stature and like how much money, but she didn't know how.
She didn't know to what extent.
Yes, until she sat down. Like the psychic was like, I'm sitting and like I'm at a table and there's a lot of people here, like not even just industry people, just high caliber people, and they discussed it there. And she went and told the authorities.
Kim
was
Porter
trying to,
did?
Yeah.
Or she was plotting to do so, and that's why he had her.
Oh, he had to go. Yeah, she had to go.
Allegedly, they always go. So it's like, that's why I'm again shocked that Cassie spoke up. So hit us up. What do you think?
The psychic was spot on. She was like,
See,
We'll have to.
she
November
needs to
what?
be
She was like
careful
November
too.
15th.
She needs to be careful too.
That's
though.
what I was thinking too.
Yeah, she has
This bitch
to
is about
be.
to go missing too.
Uh-huh.
Just shut your mouth. That's why I
Seriously.
won't even do some conspiracy.
That's why I'd
maybe we
write an
shouldn't-
anonymous letter.
No, we're fine on this
Cut
one.
it, cut that,
I'm
cut that,
telling
cut
you
that.
though.
We're nobody.
Talk about
No one
Helen
cares.
Keller not being
What was
real instead.
Yeah. All right.
that.
Well, what is on the menu for next week?
we were supposed to do Ask Alex.
I know
and
we didn't.
do it.
We'll
So-
explain what Ask
So
Alice is going to
Ask
be.
Alex is going to be the new version of the one card read, but this time we want you guys to hit us up and ask Alex a question. It could be anything in your life. Maybe it's relationship.
Maybe it's career.
Maybe it's family.
Maybe it's ancestors.
Maybe you want to know if someone's keeping a secret from you in your life.
Absolutely. What do you want to know? Hit me up. Ask Alex. So it's going to be the new tarot reading for the week.
And Alex will do a card reading just for you.
And I'll hit you up. I'll throw your ad out there, and I'll be like, "This is for you," so you know it's for you. And then what are we gonna do? Oh, should we do a ballerina story? Should we do a bad mom stories?
A bad mom story. You haven't done a bad mom story in a minute.
You'll like this story.
Okay.
All right, so then after bad mom stories, we're going to do peek and pit. And then who's our guest next week?
Oh, hold on.
Just throw it in the bag.
Did you say just throw it in the bag?
Yes.
So I'm sorry. When I think of that song, Just Throw It in the Bag, I think when I heard it, my mind would instantly go to Just Fuck Her in the Vag.
Just fuck her in the bed. Oh,
I would always make up shit, like different versions of songs.
fuck her in the bed. Oh.
No, they're not.
So when you said Just Throw in the Bag, I was just immediately thinking, fuck her in the bag.
Wait,
All of a sudden, I don't like that song.
just fuck her in the bed. Oh. Who's up next, Emelia?
Tyler.
Tyler.
Homelessness.
He's going to talk to us about his resilience of how he overcame being homeless.
Homeless.
So I think our freaking podcast, you guys, is getting better every week. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but I'm like having so much fun.
It's our guests. Our guests are amazing. and they
Right?
share
Oh,
amazing stories.
I love it.
We
And I
love
can
all
tell
our guests.
I can tell our guests listen and they actually are excited to share their resilient stories too,
Yes.
because I can tell not for any other reason other than helping people. It's
Yeah.
like genuinely amazing and I'm super like loving doing this with everybody. So
Do you listen to the podcast?
every
I
week.
listen every week.
Do
Every
you really?
Monday.
Hello. Yes.
Oh my God.
She brought it up.
Look at you.
so thank
I
you.
love it.
All
Thank
right.
you
And
guys.
then we're gonna do a conspiracy.
Yes, and we have a long list of conspiracies. for
Yes,
y'all.
we brainstormed today, you guys. Look at us.
I'm excited for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that.
All right. So if you want to tell us your resilient story and possibly be a guest on our podcast, you can hit us up, write us your story, resilientaf3 on Instagram, or you could email us, Emelia.
At resilientaf3@gmail.com.
You heard it here 1st. Or you can also follow us individually. I'm at that Dreas.
I'm at Emelia Jackson 94.
I'm at Bennett Knows.
You can also follow our guest. What is your at?
At It's Emily on Instagram.
All right. And so that's it then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see you all, you resilientees, next week.
Yes.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.